Now we review the final episode of Star Wars, The Acolyte. In The Acolyte, Smiler Ren's getting in The Acolyte. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've already put my rum in here. The final episode of The Acolyte. I have seen it, and I am celebrating because it's over. Ugh, what a ride. That was one hell of a ride, wasn't it? I mean, yeah. Where we left off in The Acolyte was that Smilo Ren and Good Twin were a thing. They were together, and she was turning to the dark side because she saw that eggplant and was like, not bad. And then Evil Twin and Squid Game Guy were like, Squid Game's guy, I have got to tell you the truth, yes, Squid Game Guy. And then the lesbian Jedi boss, the green lesbian Jedi boss, was, I guess, looking for Squid Game Guy, right? So they all, alright, so Squid Game Guy goes back to the planet of the lesbian Force Witches to tell Evil Twin how something, and, like, she escapes and knocks him out, and they both wind up on the planet. And then Squid Game Guy turns on his locator so that lesbian Force boss, or lesbian Jedi, green lesbian Jedi boss, goes and finds him with a group of Jedi Knights. And then Smilo Ren and Good Twin show up looking for Evil Twin. And they're all on the planet of the lesbian Force Witches. Before I go any further, let me remind you that if you want to be one with the light side of the Force, you should remember that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean then pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. You know, just remember that the Force connects all of us, and when the environment is in pain, so are we. So we should really fix that. Now, I do happen to have seen from another interview that apparently the green lesbian Force boss is like the wife of this other chick who, in real life, the actress playing her is the wife of like an executive chick from Lucasfilm. So that's how she got the part. And I'm getting into spoiler territories at this point. Smilo Ren is her ex-pupil. So yeah. But why do they all go back to this world we don't know? Squid Game Guy is like, you know, well, I need to prove that there's a virgins in the Force. And it's like, no, you don't. What you should have done is come clean and say, hey, you know, I thought this chick was attacking a little girl, and I lightsabered her. All right? Now, it's an honest mistake. What's the issue here? What he's talking about just doesn't seem that bad. That's kind of the problem, is that the whole overall arching thing of this, the super plot of this is a coven of Force Witches. The lesbian Force Witches created life, created an embryo, and then split that embryo into two beings that were twins. They were linked, which is something that actually happens. So they're monozygotic twins. And then the Jedi show up think the girls are in danger, like, okay, they're going to get sacrificed or something. We got to get them out of here. And then the lesbian Force witches flipped the F out and battled the Jedi and got owned. Okay. Right? I mean, if you didn't flip out and battle the Jedi, the Jedi can't go around kidnapping people. It doesn't work that way. So if you had just said, yeah, you know what, you can't have them, the Jedi got to shut up. That's just how it is. So the fact that they went all nuts and started attacking the Jedi is it puts them objectively in the wrong. I mean, if you see children and you think those children are in danger, you have a responsibility. It is actually the law in the state of California where I live that you have to say something. If I'm driving down the street and I think I saw a kid abducted and I don't say anything and somebody recognizes that I was there, I can be charged with a crime. So no, the Jedi were doing the right thing pretty much objectively, but for some reason they feel bad about it. I guess because they're not lesbians? Because apparently in this, if you're a lesbian, you're in the right. Which, I mean, I've known lesbians like that. But let's be clear on the fact here. A lesbian is a woman that is attracted to other women. That's it. There's no lesbians are like this or they think like this. Like, no. Lesbians are people. All right? The lesbians in this story don't seem to be very nice people, but that doesn't mean there aren't nice lesbians out there. Do not let the Acolyte make lesbians look bad for you. Okay? This is just bad writing, not bad lesbians. I have many friends who are lesbians and they are good. Well, okay. Not all of my friends who are lesbians are good people, but that's more of a societal problem, not a lesbian thing. Anyway, lesbians aside, they all get to this world, and apparently Smilo Ren is facing off with Squid Game Guy, and it's like, okay, you realize this dude took down a whole bunch of Jedi with Squid Game Guy right there. Why do we even think that there's going to be a fight here? Yet somehow Squid Game Guy gets the upper hand and gets then force choked out by, I think the good twin. I'm not dead sure at this point. But the good twin has been fighting with the bad twin. It's just one of those things. The good twin finds out that, yeah, dude, Squid Game Guy is responsible for the mom's death. But he doesn't look, I thought she was attacking your sister. I was trying to protect your sister. That conversation doesn't happen. So it's like, what the F? And then okay, she uses force choke and they're acting like it's some big thing. Squid Game Guy should have just been like, beep, force push. You lose your concentration. You can't choke me out. Right? That's we have seen the most spectacular force choke ever, I believe, was in The Empire Strikes Back, when Vader force chokes somebody across the comlink. All right? That's, he's like, yes, I can, you're hundreds of miles away from me, and I can close your windpipe. That's pretty powerful. We also saw force choke in Return of the Jedi when, I think it's Return. I don't remember these that well. But, when Luke enters Jabba's palace, he's stopped by two of those pig guard things, and he's just force choke. He falls over. Force choke. He didn't kill him, I don't think, but he makes him part for him using the force. So that's just a thing. Force choke is not a high-end power. It's just the ability to manipulate something you cannot directly see. And even then, I do believe that scene originally foreshadowed Luke's eventual fall to the dark side, which happened in the books, which are now the Star Wars Legends collection. So, very different, the books. But ultimately speaking, this doesn't make sense. I mean, like, there also, I probably should mention, there was a mind wipe. The evil twin got like mind wiped, so she can't be held accountable for her actions. And they pinned the whole thing on Squid Game guy. But it's like the green lesbian Jedi knows that Smilo Ren is out there now because he was running around without his helmet and she felt his presence and knows that he's a threat. So, like, the Jedi would have to be hunting down this Sith master. But because this is part of a prequel series before the Clone Wars, it can't have any impact on for future stories. So it just has to be this gobbledygook that in the end amounts to nothing. And that's one of the problems with it. The other problem with it is that, consistency and power don't come together. Yoda, for example, when he first sees Anakin, he's like, this kid's trouble. I don't want this kid here. I sense it. And it's like, when the green lesbian Force Master comes up and talks to Yoda at the very end, like you see the back of Yoda's head, it's like, how does he not know? I mean, these are Jedi. That's one of the things. They're supposed to be Force sensitive. They're supposed to know things. They're supposed to feel things. They're supposed to understand things. They're supposed to be tough. And that's just not something they are in this series. Now, again, if you just want to turn your head off and see the pretty lights, this series isn't that bad. It's abysmal in terms of its lore and continuity, and it doesn't make sense. It's written by people who don't understand what good writing is. I mean, look, one of those things that you have to understand about writing is that video games have infected it, right? If you look at movies before the mass media of video games, a hero faces the villain at their weakest. RoboCop, when he goes and faces the villain at the end, he's all busted up. John McClane in Die Hard, he's practically falling over. He's so badly wounded, and at the end, that's how this works. But in modern day, you have this progressive character as a video game. You face the final boss at your strongest. So this is infected, media. And what this is basically a video game. Get this item and power up. It's like you've got the pip droid now. And the pip droid has the power of robot jizz on people. So, I'm fighting and it's robot jizz, robot jizz, robot jizz. Like, no, that's not a power. That's stupid. That little thing can't be carrying enough stuff around to be doing that, more than once. And even, why would you design that? What's it doing? What's the utility of having that little Pip-Boy thing be able to spray whatever it is that sprays on there? Is it flame retardant? Is it lubricant? What is he doing? What's the point? It's one of those basic concepts. It's like, if you look at BB-8, he's got that little lighter thing. Like, okay, I could kind of understand how he might need fire for something. It's a utility, but do understand that somebody's got to put lighter fluid in that droid every now and again, or something flammable for him to be able to do that. That was a cool scene from Star Wars, but it didn't make a lot of sense in the end. And I mean, that's kind of what Star Wars is now. You've got a lot of cool scenes, but not a lot of substance. Like, okay, there is a scene in this episode where I think it's the good twin. I don't remember. And she takes I believe it's Squid Game guy's lightsaber, and she turns it red. And I don't know where the red lightsabers come from in modern Star Wars. I know that in the books, or well, no, in one of the cartoons, in one of the Disney cartoons, Yoda takes a group of younglings to a planet where they have to hunt for their Kuiper crystal, and the crystal will call to them. So that's how a Jedi gets the crystal. And that's why each lightsaber is its own color, because it reflects the personality and mentality of the Jedi. Sith Kuiper crystals are synthetic from the books. And because they can't go to that planet because there are Jedi there, that's why they're always red. It's one of those things is that the Sith are more homogeneous in their nature, as opposed to the Jedi are supposed to be more diverse. That's one of the things about the difference between a Sith and a Jedi. A Sith is supposed to represent homogeny, hierarchy, and rigidness, whereas a Jedi is supposed to represent inclusiveness and diversity. This is, again, one of the concepts that is being fought with in this show, where they're saying, they're too old to train. Dude, are we forgetting Luke was in his late teens or 20s when he became a Jedi, and he became a powerful Jedi Master. So, nah, you need to stop that. That's stupid. Stop that. Anyway, so yes, consistent with the rest of the series, turn your head off and enjoy. If you're not into Star Wars, you're not going to be into this. And if you're really into Star Wars, this is going to upset you. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. I, of course, am Richard. Greetings, humanity. Once again, Fred the Facehugger here, reminding you to comment, like, and subscribe. And of course you should do that because, if you look, I am wearing 2 bracelets. These bracelets are from 4Ocean, a company that pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time somebody buys something from them. Well, the owner of this channel has pledged to buy 1 bracelet for every 1,000 subscribers. And it's a very, very dirty ocean that you dirtied. So you should help him out and comment, like, and subscribe. Therefore, having him more subscribers so that he can buy more bracelets and clean that ocean. Or, yeah, I could fulfill my life cycle and hug your face. Don't you want a hug? Come over here. I want to give you a hug. I want to give you a hug right now. Yes. Yes, come over here, polluting human. Let me give you a hug.